Hello guys! I'm gonna start another Let's Play. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with it all the way through, but depending on how many people watch it and the feedback I get, I'll see what happens basically. So this game is Trine. It came out last week, I think? Not too long ago on Steam, and it's a pretty solid platforming game. It's not too well known, sadly, because it's really just a pretty solid game all around. It basically combines 2D platforming with some light puzzles and some hack and slash, basically. And it adds its own intriguing story to it, which is pretty well told. Almost like you're reading a book or getting read a book. And yeah, it's been pretty good. I've played it through once, that's why, well, I can continue and choose a level and all that. But I'm gonna do this Let's Play on the hard difficulty as I played it through on medium, so we'll see how that goes. I had a try on the very hard mode, which you unlock after completing the game, and my god, that is actually really hard, as the name implies, really. So, yeah, let's just get in there. I'll use a new save slot. I'll go with hard.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, a kingdom was prospering. But peace could only last so long. The old king died. With no descendant to the throne, the kingdom fell into chaos. Lust for power blinded warriors and wizards alike. New kings emerged, only to fall the next day. But the madness of men would soon be overshadowed by a far greater evil. The magic that once gave life and good fortune had transformed into something sinister. One by one, grave by grave, the dead began to rise, feeding off the energy that grew stronger with each passing night. Fear spread throughout the kingdom, and it was soon abandoned. But something was about to happen that would... On the outskirts of the kingdom, near the Astral Academy, a thief carried out her cunning plan. She had learned of an ancient object of tremendous value.
So let's steal it.
The Astral Academy, left to rot in the face of the terrible enemy, had no one to keep the treasure safe. The time was right.
Alright, let's do that and get rich. And then the game ends. So this is...
Everything was perfect.
Okay, I'll shut up.
She had made her way to the castle and would soon lay her hands on the treasures she so desired.
Are you going to shut up now? Can I talk? Thank you. So this is the archer, ranger, thief. Really, you can call her any of those. She's basically of that archetype. It's nothing really new, which is really how you can describe Trine. It doesn't really do anything new, but it does old principles well. It's also pretty decently physics based. And yeah, what I just used is the grappling hook that the game is now telling me about. It feels like a really smooth game, and I'm happy I can even record it at a decent frame rate, so... Oh... I'm probably going to use my ranger most of all. Whoa, I forgot about that.
The gentle moon smiled at the thief as she made her way towards the shrine of ancient treasure. Strangely, the protective charms around the shrine allowed her to enter unharmed.
How lucky. But yeah, I'm probably going to use her the most, because I really enjoy the slinging around, and she has a bow, so she's good on the range to kill enemies, and she's pretty fast as well, and she jumps highest of all the characters. Yes, there is more characters, which we will find out about in a second. And this is the chest.
I got it.
As the thief lay her hand on the treasure, she had a tingling sensation. The thief would soon discover that fate had taken hold of her. Unknown to the thief, a wizard was just waking up. The wizard had taken a look in the spyglass and seen the terrible undead army. He was keen not to die.
By my trousers, I must escape.
He had been studying the stars and trying hard to learn the elusive fireball spell that all wizards ought to know. Of course, that was a lie. For you see, the wizard had a certain reputation with the ladies. What he had really been up to was the creation of a fake fireball potion that would have impressed the ladies and improved his status. The potion had backfired, causing a fortnight of sleep.
Alright. So they give a little bit of story or some explanation on the characters, and that's about it really. Which is fine, because it's not really that much of a story-based game. So we have the wizard. He can do a multiple of things, and he can... yeah, each character basically gets more skills later on, which is pretty nifty. What he can do is basically move items or things in the environment. I'm just dragging that stuff around, and that's completely fine. And it'll swing around because of the physics engine, which is, yeah, I think it looks nice. The other thing he can do is, I was just somehow staring at the bottle getting knocked over. But yeah, what he can also do is, if I use my left mouse button and draw a square, he will create this box basically, which I can then move around. Here we go. Now this green bottle is experience. As you can see on the top right, it takes 50 experience to basically get a full experience bar. And for that you get a level up. And what level ups give is basically skill points. That's how you can describe them. Because with them you can upgrade your abilities. Like for now I can only have one box. If I get a level up and spend points on the box making skill, I will be able to make 2 or 4 boxes, which really is handy. They'll really pay off. So basically, whenever we see one of those green bottles, we want it. We really want it. Come on, get knocked over. Also, the blue bottles are basically your mana, which really is quite obvious, so I thought I'd point it out anyway though. So there's some easy experience. Yeah, there we go. There's gonna be a lot of these type of things. I'm forgetting the name of it now, but... Scales? I don't know. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of them. Can I make that jump? I think I can. I can. Great. It's another experience. And, as you can see here, the bottle is standing on a platform basically. So if I grab this side of the platform, it'll tip over. Come on, get down. What the? Okay, that was kind of weird. But yeah, that worked. Now here is basically the first button puzzle of the game. You have to make a box on that, on the button there, and stand on the other. And the door opens. Simple mechanics, but it'll get more difficult than that.
The wizard saw a glimmering light coming from the shrine. No one had been able to visit it for centuries because of the ancient magic protecting whatever lay inside.
Also, this game just looks phenomenal, really. Even though it's 2D, all the backgrounds, everything on it, it looks really sharp.
Oh. My darling, why the painful look on such a pretty face? What is this object you are holding on to? How did you get here?
The wizard touched the thief's hand, and then the object. His hand got stuck.
What kind of trickery is this?
For once, the wizard was more interested in magic than anything else. He was also afraid for his dear life. but there was someone nearby who welcomed a challenge. At the other end of the Astral Academy, a knight had been practicing his own skills to battle the undead and prove himself worthy of joining the king's army. Between me and you, he did not quite understand what undead meant, but this was his chance to be the bravest knight of all. The knight felt it was his duty to protect the Astral Academy during this time of despair. He was on the lookout for anything unusual.
I don't like that guy talking. He goes on for a bit too long, really. Now this one experience over here is the only one in the training tutorial area I can't get.